This is March 11th, and I wanted to share with you the peonies that have been coming up for a couple weeks now. This one has never bloomed, but it's been here many years. But I'm excited to see how tall it's getting. I think this is going to be the year it blooms. Now this peony's bloomed lots of times, and look how big it is, how much there is. So the earlier leaves are more brown, and the later leaves, the taller ones, are green. And this one has to be one of my favorites, and it just survived a transplant because we've been filling in the dirt. There used to be steps here, and they're so kind of ugly fugly when they first start coming out. I'm so excited that it's survived the transplant. And you see, this is what it looks like when it first starts coming out of the ground. It's kind of yellow and red. So lean over and get it from this side. It's kind of oogly. And then, oogly's a good word. And then it looks like this. And eventually it gets taller and the leaves get nicer and greener. I'm excited. This peony has never gotten this big. We've redone the bed. It's been moved over that way and straightened up here. These are not permanent, but it has a bud. Let's see if I can see. And we're going to have another hard frost, so it's never bloomed, but it's got its first bud. I might need to cover it. There, I got it to focus better. So there's its first bud, and I might need to cover it tonight. And it's a single variety, and it definitely has a bunch of buds. I've never covered them up. This one's gorgeous though. And I put these white metal stakes in the ground because I'm going to tie it up to support it a little bit. My other one that has bloomed every year, I don't support it, I let it go wherever it wants. Let's see the bud. Today's March 27th. We had a hard freeze last night. We're going to have another one tonight. Or actually, early morning. There's another one. Look at how interesting the leaves are before they get fully opened. These up here are getting a little closer to fully opened. And those are just beginning. They're kind of funky. I'm so excited. My first peony flowers came out yesterday. They weren't here at lunch, and they were here suddenly in the evening. This peony in the front yard's about ready to bud out, and it's got a ton of buds. I am so excited. It's going to be this week. I absolutely love my peonies. Now people say them a different way, peonies or something like that, but I call them peonies. So let's talk about the peonies. The family is the Peoniaceae. Peoniaceae. You say it enough times, you'll remember it. So this is one of my older varieties, and an image search indicates that this is a Paeonia lactiflora, and I have a tag that says Paeonia lactiflora Bowl of Beauty. That was a tag that I scanned in 2018, so it was purchased sometime before 2018, and I've had this for a long time. So I'm thinking that this is that Bowl of Beauty variety, although I have seen some other Paeonia lactifloras online that have similar looks with other fun names. I have another one on the other side that I believe is a double classification, and this one here is a single classification. And the other one I think is also a Paeonia lactiflora, and one of the double varieties. It's not blooming yet, so we'll look at it when it does bloom here later in the week. Lactiflora is known as the Chinese peony, but there are some other kinds of peonies grown in home gardens, and I'm going to just list them on the website if you want to go there and check that out. So a peony is a deciduous shrub, meaning it loses its leaves. Now mine disappears all the way underground. I will leave all these beautiful leaves. They look great all summer long, even when it's not blooming. But then I actually cut mine down, and it comes up out of the ground each spring. So the flowers close up at night, but right now the late sun is coming in, and they're just gorgeous. It takes 2 to 5 years before you get the first bloom once a peony is moved. So moving also means I bought it in the store and I planted it. And it also would mean if I dug this up and moved it. So be careful when you do that, because you might not get blooms for 2 to 5 more years. Some say that ants are required for the peony to bloom, and I don't see any ants today, but I've seen lots of ants in previous years crawling on my peony. Others said that they're required to pollinate them. Neither are required, but peonies do attract ants because the nectar forms outside of the flower bud, and the ants do not harm the plant, and in fact may deter other insects. I think this folklore comes about because when a new plant takes many years to first bloom, folks are trying to help other folks, and they have to give a reason. So they give a reason of ants. Peonies have 5 or more large outer petals called guard petals. I'm assuming these are guard petals, all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 8, 9. This one seems to be inside. Actually, oh, I'm seeing it. Oh, look, there's an ant on my hand. I am seeing it now. These 3 are the inside petals. And if I hold them in and we count the others, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I forgot where I started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 guard ones and 3 in the middle. Oh, I think this is a little more obvious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the middle, and the guard ones are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 5 on that one. I think this is a beautiful example where you see the guard ones going down and the regular petals going up. Oh, I'm learning so much. There are 7 American classifications for peonies. You have your single, which is about 5 petals with stamens in the middle, and carpels and ovary and stigma are visible. Well, that would be these. Single. Then you have semi-double, which is a single or double row of petals around further broad petals, intermingling with the stamen. So the more petals you have, the less the stuff in the middle is visible. And then you have your double and your triple, where the triple are the petals are really overlapping each other. You have your anemone, which is a semi-double type, and your Japanese, and your balm. A balm. I think I may have to get a balm sometime just because it's fun. to think I have a balm, and they're more a dense pom-pom of narrow petals. Then there are some Chinese classifications which are different. So when you're shopping online, you may see the Chinese ones, which actually make more sense to me because they compare them to other flowers. Like the semi-double is called the lotus. Another one that's semi-double is called the chrysanthemum because it looks similar to mums. Another semi-double is a rose. So I put those on my website as well. I have three other peonies. This is one. It's huge. This is a double variety I was telling you about. Look at that bulb. There's lots of them. We'll look at them when it opens up, probably later this week. Look at that one. And this one, I am super excited to see what it is. It looks a salmon colored. It's been here many years. Look at that. It's like a little gift wrapped up inside waiting to surprise me. The next day in the sunshine, and I hope it just opens right up. I think it barely escaped the frost last night. It's coral color. So in 2022, I purchased a package of a Hawaiian coral and flame, and I think what I did was I put the Hawaiian coral here in the backyard and the flame in the front yard. This then is the Hawaiian coral as it's opening up. It's not very big, but I love the color of it. It's beautiful. This variety is really starting to open up. It is a double or more. I don't have a tag for it, so I have no idea what it is, but I absolutely love it. Isn't it gorgeous? I think this is awesome. We see a bud next to an open one. It's really open and flat. And this one does look like a bowl of beauty. And look at that bowl of beauty. I bent this one down so I could film it. It is so gorgeous, and you can definitely see the guard petals and the regular petals. Here's the ones in the front yard that I think are going to turn out to be flame. But if you look at the buds, oh, there's a mosquito over there. They don't look like a flame. They don't look like they're going to turn out red, which is great. I'll be happy about that. Look at the ants all over them. You see the ants crawling on that? Oh, everywhere. That's normal, apparently. Oh my goodness, I love this peony every time it gets blooming. It's really taken off. As always, the buds are a little weighted down this year. I usually let it go wherever it wants to go. Some people tie theirs up. I like mine just kind of where they are. Sometimes I tie up that one, the single one, around those pretty rods that I have, but this year it hasn't needed it. Check this out. Look how fluffy it is out the front. Love it. Then this is the stage before that, kind of like a bowl, and this one's trying to open up, and that's the stage where it's still in the bud, or even more so in a bud here. Super beautiful. There's a bug on it. This is a lovely scene with the grass behind it. It looks like it's fully open finally. I am so excited. That took a long time to open up. Look at the center. How strange. But this coral color is kind of like a soft orange when I look at it from the patio, and it's great against the pinks and purples in the garden for a little bit of difference. It looks like I'm only going to get one bud, one flower, but I have something to look forward to next year of even more. I really like it. My peony in the front yard's finally opening up. First time ever. It's so fun seeing the glimpse. I'm not sure if this is flame or some other one that I failed to record. Did you see how big it is? And it's gonna bloom every year. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 beautiful blooms are coming. That's awesome for its first year to bloom. And then when I'm done, we just cut back the 10 stalks and you have this lovely, lovely bush. Looks great with my purple poppy mallow starting to bloom. It's so funny with this little bit of color in here. It's not all the way open. I want to help it. It's so soft. We had a big rain and my new peony that's blooming, all the flowers drooped to the ground under the weight. They were so good before then. It's a common problem to have to tie up peonies, and I have these white metal poles that are really decorative, and I use them to tie up my peonies, and they end up staying where I put them. Aren't they gorgeous? And they smell so good. I love my new cottage garden-like peonies. The one on the left is in fuller bloom than the one on the right. That one's still nice and tight. And that one's big. This one almost looks like a rose. I love that there's one bud not yet opened up. There's several buds. So I get several more days of happy. Or lovely. I like the word lovely.